Hello St. Louis, I'm Corey Miller in tonight for Frank. Mizzou football's impressive 2020 season will not get a happy ending. Yesterday the team announced its game in the Music City Bowl against Iowa on Wednesday was canceled because of high numbers of Missouri players and staff with COVID-19. But just because the season ended on a sour note doesn't mean the Tigers can't look back with some pride. Mizzou and first-year head coach Eli Drinkwitz weren't expected to do much this year. They did. The Tigers got to 5 wins, beat the defending national champions, and battled through week after week of COVID complications to their roster and schedule. And Coach is proud of his squad.
We were picked 13th. We finished 6th in the league. All right. We were picked to win 2 games. You could have made a couple $1,000s had you bet on, the over on our over/under. So I'm extremely proud of our football team. And when you look around that room today, there's a lot of empty seats, and those guys kept fighting and showed up and every day went out there and played their butt off.
The Mizzou Hoops team continues to roll on. The newest AP poll has the Tigers ranked 12th after their final second win over Bradley last week. Conzo Martin's team is up 2 spots from the previous week and has a big matchup with number 7 Tennessee looming in their SEC opener on Wednesday. Now let's go to the prep court this morning. Priory and Afton. And Priory head coach Bob McCormick going for his 500th high school win today. That's 6'9" Harrison Wilmson. He's a lot to handle. Gets his own rebound, finishes Priory up early. Later on, Afton tries to break the press, but it's Jihad Fort. He intercepts it. He finishes at the other end. Wilmson will keep doing his thing on the glass the rest of the game. And Priory gets Coach McCormick that 500th prep win. They beat Afton 62-37. Doug Armstrong pulled off another big move last night, bringing in quite possibly the best free agent left on the market in Mike Hoffman. But the deal's a little more unique than usual. The Blues inked Hoffman to a simple tryout agreement, but you might be thinking, he's one of the best free agents out there. Why is he waiting to sign a real contract? How does any of this make sense? Well, it's all about Doug Armstrong being smart with the Blues' money and Hoffman wanting to play for a winner.
This is just a situation where the Blues are making the signing work with the salary cap in the NHL. If they put Alexander Steen on long-term injury reserve today and sign Mike Hoffman, their cap wouldn't be as high throughout the duration of the season if they waited until opening night to make these same transactions. If you wait till opening night, you put Steen on IR, you sign Mike Hoffman, it's going to give you an extra couple million on the salary cap to use throughout the year.
That's it for Sports. Morgan, back to you. When the Blues dropped the puck for their 2021 return on January 13th, it will have been 146 days since we've seen them on the ice. The team that's out there next season is going to have a pretty different look to it too. And Doug Armstrong is using every option at his disposal to make sure there are no holes in the roster. The Blues inked forward Mike Hoffman to a tryout deal yesterday with a 1-year deal likely to come closer to the season because of some financial maneuvering. Hoffman was probably the best free agent left on the NHL market and has scored 65 goals over the past 2 seasons combined. So why is a 31-year-old still in his prime settling for a tryout and likely 1-year deal? You probably guessed it, the pandemic played a role once again.
Because of the situation, the salary cap of the NHL is going to remain status quo, $81.5 million. I spoke with his agent last night, Robert Hooper, and he said that they had to come to terms with the idea that he just wasn't going to make that much. And so what he wants to do on a 1-year deal to kind of establish himself and put him in line for a nice contract next season is play with a good team. So he'll come in at about $4 million on a 1-year deal with the Blues, play with a good team, and he'll hope that things work out for him moving forward.
And as we mentioned earlier in the show, Mizzou football season came to an abrupt end yesterday after a COVID outbreak forced the team to cancel its bowl game. Well, it's not quite fair to place blame and speculate on where this new significant case increase came from. Coach Drinkwitz defended the program's decision to let players return home for Christmas last week after a long and exhausting season.
I don't think we could have done anything differently or weigh the options of players' mental health any differently. We chose what to do. I chose what to do. If allowing our players who sacrificed so much throughout this season to play 10 games, if allowing them to go home for Christmas ultimately cost us the ability to play in a bowl game, I'll live with that choice.
And while most of baseball is staying quiet this offseason, the Rays and Padres pulled off a blockbuster. Late last night, the Rays dealt former Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell to the Padres for a return of prospects. And it looks like the Padres aren't done quite yet. There's reports this afternoon that San Diego is close to acquiring starter Yu Darvish from the Chicago Cubs as well. Padres are really going for it. And Morgan, you and I both went to Mizzou. We had some great times watching sports. Students there didn't get that this year. Hopefully 2021.
Definitely. Tough choice there, but you've got to understand it. It would have been nice to see them, though, play Iowa and Nashville. I was looking forward to that. Corey, thank you.